And hello everyone, I'm Ruthann.
I'm Chris.
And together we are GeekChic Promotions. Welcome back to Nerd Rage, huzzah!
Yes.
Today we are drinking a lovely Malbec, so cheers to you lovely lady. Cheers to you guys. Lovely, I'm going to share this around on the Book of Faces. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful weekend so far. We have a lot to talk about actually today.
That's right.
I have concerns with Disney ever since I saw, I think it was just yesterday it came out that the director of Doctor Strange quit because of creative differences. He's going to be on it as a producer, but it's basically been leaked that he is really sick and tired of having to basically connect everything to every other movie and spin-off TV show.
So do we think he was just fired? I feel like that's what creative differences always means.
Yeah. Yeah, because he wouldn't
got
do what
fired
he was
because he wasn't doing what they wanted him to do, and they were like, "Oh, okay, well, you've done a lot of work, so we'll give you some credit." But
peace out. I mean, but like I have concerns because I mean that's one of the biggest problems that we had with the last Star Wars movie of the Rise of Skywalker, and like now there's the whole J.J. Abrams issue of that.
So we know the behind the scenes, and obviously, here's the thing. Here's my take on it, since I know what your take on it is, since you wrote the description. So I think that it is a licensed property that is very, very strict. Disney, with their Star Wars, with their Marvel and everything else, I don't think they're going to touch Marvel at all because Kevin Feige is amazing, and he's done very well with them, and I feel like he's running the show. Without him, they'd be screwed. So I think Marvel is business as usual.
Yeah.
Star Wars, on the other hand, is where we're going to see some problems. So I don't think the Doctor Strange thing necessarily is an issue because I feel that they have a certain way that's been proven to work. And if you've got somebody coming in wanting to shake things up or put their own stamp on it, they ain't looking for that. They're like, we already know how this is going. It's very successful. So if you don't like this because this is the way we're going to do it, where I've heard that like at Marvel, basically there's animatics created and directors are required to follow these animatics exactly. Yeah. And like that's the thing. They don't want to do it if they have a different opinion.
Bye-bye.
There's the door.
Yeah.
So... But Star Wars, though, on the other hand, that I feel like is a whole different beast. I feel like that is something that is causing stress for everyone because it's not proven, it's not successful, people are torn about it, they're bitching about it, they're not liking it, and you've got all this interference coming in from Disney, like messing things up, and it's just a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Agreed.
So...
and hello George and hello Pierre, good to see you. So as you can guess from the description, I just have concerns on both sides. I feel the same problem that we've talked about before with the Star Wars is that they're pushing things too fast. Like I feel like that's one of the main reasons that J.J. Abrams just was like, I can't sign on for all three, even though the first one was still my favorite, like of the latest three. And you're just making things go too fast. And like small stuff that I'm like, I was glad to have Mandalorian like tie into the last Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And because I knew it was going to, because there had to be a reason the schedule was like, the Mandalorian's coming out on the Wednesday, right before like Rise of Skywalker comes out. But like little stuff like that, sure. But I get concerned because now we're pushing out so much so fast. And I see it on the Marvel side as well because like we have the Doctor Strange movie coming, but we also have all of those TV shows that are going on at the same time that Disney's like, all right, well they have to intermingle. So my fear is you're just going to lose a lot of the creativity.
Is it intermingling, or is it making sure the timeline stays intact so that they don't do things that screw up stuff in the future?
It's actually more of to connect, like they're literally going to have cameos. Like that's
all interconnected.
Yeah, it's completely interconnected.
So that's a
huge thing. And also everything is just coming out so quickly. Like everything's like overlapping, and I'm a little worried. So like for Star Wars, for instance, like what kind of saved the Star Wars, in my opinion, the Star Wars just like legacy was Clone Wars and Rebels. Like specifically Clone Wars, because nothing was really going on after the prequels. Which is fair.
Yes.
But like, but those like it just they were able to take their time. It wasn't like a rush. It wasn't like this, that, the other. And then they did end up like putting things in together into like even some of the prequel stuff included some of the Clone War stuff, and then even in the last movie, like they tied some stuff in. But that came after the fact. It came a little bit more organically.
I'm going to tell you actually something that I found out yesterday when I was talking with the writer of The Force Collector, which is the Rise of Skywalker novel that came out right before the movie that was also interconnected. If anyone reads the novels, you would know that it's a win. And he was talking about the process that he had with Disney. And apparently when he was writing it, there was a whole bunch of stuff that they wanted him to change because it was either too close to what was happening in the movie, or he had to actually fight. Now, I'm not going to spoil what happens in the novel. I mean, everybody should read it because it does connect with everything, but it takes place way in the future, but it harkens back to like what happens in the movie. And so he didn't know what was happening in the movie, by the way. He had no idea. They hadn't let him read it. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
He basically pitched an outline, and they were like, yes. But it centers around an object where, you know, you touch it and you get flashes, which is what they did, okay, in the movie. But that was his idea, apparently. And there's a particular object that's incredibly important in the book, which would blow your mind if you were to read the book, so that's why I encourage you to read it. But they didn't want me to use it, and they were like, no, you can't do that because it's not practical because of X, Y, and Z happening in all the movies and all of this and all that, this, and this. And he gave an explanation that was basically like, well, just because this object wasn't there when all that happened doesn't mean that the object doesn't know about it from other events concurrently. So they bent. They were like,
like, we're listening.
Good point.
Yes.
And so they let him use it, which is like a huge win. But they're that hardcore on everything, including all the stuff that you might not be reading or hearing about, you know? So it's actually kind of interesting because as someone who's working on a property that is a novel, a comic book series, an animation, and a video game, and I have to make sure in the writer's room that everything is tying together in this long timeline of like, this happens here, this happens here, this happens here, but what's happening here is being written now, and it's going to affect everything you're writing over here.
Yeah.
So all you guys got to get on the same page.
Get your shit together.
Yeah. And it's very, I have a newfound respect for what's happening over at Disney. Yeah. Because it's gotta be hard.
It's a lot of stuff, and again, I would love to hear your guys' opinion on this, but like, I get concerned that we're going to lose a lot of the heart and the creativity of a lot of this stuff, because if you're starting to plan stuff like, because like, we're not just talking about like one property, we're talking about all these different properties, and all these different character and their storylines, and I mean, you're going to run into a lot of the same problems that I feel like comics books did, you know, where it's just like
continuity issues. Also, though, doesn't that like run into the whole J.J. Abrams thing where he's like, I don't like what Ryan did, so you know what, I'm just gonna change it.
And the same thing with Ryan, like, I don't like that, I'm gonna throw this shit out the door, like whatever. I'm concerned. So we'll catch up on some comments. I think we got some on here. So George says on Facebook, you mentioned Feige and how he's running Marvel. Do you feel it's how Kathleen Kennedy is running the ship over there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely Kathleen Kennedy, and honestly, I think she's holding on a little bit too tightly.
Too tight. I mean, Jon Favreau is, to me, saving stuff as well.
He
on the Marvel side and on the Star Wars side. I mean,
I don't know who Kathleen Kennedy answers to. I have no idea.
Probably,
like, who?
No, I don't know, like the head of Disney,
like,
maybe?
I don't know either, but I feel like whoever that is, it's like, I don't know if it's like shit trickling downhill or whatever, but like something's gotta give on that, because it's just, it's too much. It's too much. And I feel like you need a Kevin Feige over on the Star Wars side.
Yeah.
That's what and they were hoping it was going to be JJ, and he's too much like, oh no, I'm doing all this stuff over here.
I mean,
you know, which is fine. That's right.
But what's funny is that like all the stuff that people complain about with the last the last movie, which is I keep saying like the last the last movie, which is Rise of Skywalker. That was the biggest problem, is that like everything we didn't like about that movie is what Disney added and didn't even tell JJ.
Yes,
like
exactly.
I can't imagine.
Do we think that would happen on Kevin Feige's watch? No.
No,
Absolutely not.
No, and that's what's.
Yeah.
But can you imagine being the director of this project and you okay a cut that's 20 minutes longer and has totally different, like, so many things added and taken away, and then you go see the movie opening night,
and you're like,
and it's a totally different
what
movie,
is
and
this?
you're the director,
Yeah.
like, who the fuck
which
touched
is
that
also,
movie?
and it brings to mind, like, okay, so like we have the Marvel movies, and we have people like Taika Waititi, okay, which everyone who's watched any of his other movies knows his style, knows how he is. So you see how much freedom he was given for the Marvel movies that he did, like for Thor, like
Well,
you see it.
especially Thor Ragnarok, because like it was basically that was Marvel's lure to keep Chris Hemsworth, because Chris Hemsworth was so done with just being like the Shakespearean, like, I am Thor, like he needed something silly.
It was saved the character
100%.
And that's the thing, is that like, so you know, it's not just like Taika being told what to do and he's following orders. Like they have him in there for a reason.
Yeah.
And he
I'm
fulfilled
just so
it. You know?
curious of what is going to come from this Doctor Strange movie, because like Doctor Strange, the first movie, was very much its own beast, and I feel like that was, again, they're like, we just need to have a movie that's Doctor Strange,
So
like
we can
kind of
fold in
here, like
everything.
whatever,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
do what you want. And I didn't mind that movie. It was a little dry and a little just exposition, but I wasn't like I didn't have that big of a like. I wasn't that excited about the Doctor Strange movie.
Right.
But like, I'm so interested on what they need to tie so aggressively into
It does make me
Doctor Strange.
curious.
Like, I'm very curious, and it has to be the Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
Like between the God, isn't there two? There's three, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
There's the
The freaking Arrow guy.
Hawkeye.
Thank you,
Wow.
Hawkeye. I
Wow.
was like, you know,
The Arrow.
that guy.
Not Arrow, but you know what I'm
The
saying.
boring one that I don't like.
I just rewatched
Jeremy
Avengers
Renner.
last night, and I was like, man, he got such a shit out of a stick. It's just like,
I
well,
know.
now you're taken over by an evil presence.
It's true.
And now you're like this, and I'm like, sorry, bro, like, you just see real good.
Yeah.
That's your power.
Yeah. I mean,
You're
that's a
excellent
whole
aiming
nother
and you see real good.
discussion.
Anyways,
whole nother discussion.
we're gonna get all the Hawkeye fans be like,
I know. What?
I don't know
but
if there's
yeah.
any good comments over there. There's the Hawkeye. There's also the Winter Soldier and What's His Butt have their own. And isn't there another one that actually includes? No, I'm blanking on her name. Oh no, Wanda.
Wanda?
Right, Wanda. What's her name? The twin that survived.
Oh.
Scarlet Witch. Ah!
This like happens every time we go live. All names go out of our brains. I don't know why. It's just
Because we're fake nerds, that's
Yeah,
why.
oh
Oh, thank you.
God, okay.
WandaVision. Thank you, George.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
WandaVision. So there's 3 shows coming out at the same time, basically.
Yes.
And Doctor Strange, the movie. And it's just like, whew.
Well, which by the
boy.
way, if they're writing all these right now and they're already in progress, then it makes sense that the Doctor Strange thing has to go along with what's already been written, or maybe even possibly in production. Like, you can't just...
See, for me, I would prefer it if you could just do the movie and then the button ties in.
And honestly,
do you know what I mean? Like, as long as you don't F with their timelines, you don't F with this, and then
Yeah,
just
sure.
the button. Because that's how
I mean,
I still
but
really
that's not
like...
what they want.
Yeah, they don't want that.
They don't want that. And the thing is that I don't think that any of these series that are, like, appearing on Disney Plus are worth having their own movies.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
But I think
no.
they're going to do great,
I think
though,
they're going to do great.
on the platform.
Yeah.
I really
so
do.
Pierre says WandaVision sounds like a weird show.
It does.
Yeah, can we also talk about that, like, Wanda is 18 and Vision is technically, like, a few months old? Like, or no, now, like, a year old?
Well, I mean,
Like,
yes,
technically. It's just kind of
Yeah.
weird. Just
And
putting
yes,
it out there.
and also I think there was supposed to be a
Oh,
Loki.
yes,
a
that's
Loki,
what George
yeah.
just said,
Mhm.
too. WandaVision and Loki are supposed to tie into the Doctor Strange movie.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes.
So I actually had a discussion about Loki the other day with somebody because I feel like Hollywood is finally getting the idea that Japan is always known with entertainment, that women are the way to go for, like, making money. Because look at Loki. Loki was only supposed to make an appearance in Avengers, then be gone. But fangirls went freaking nuts for Loki.
True.
So now he's, like, in every movie and has his own show. Like,
Well,
same
plus,
with, like...
it was, like, pretty great, because didn't he make an appearance at, like, San Diego Comic-Con, and, like, pretty much, like, everyone was unsure of, like, they're like, oh, okay, like, we
I
Tom
don't
Hiddleston,
know.
we don't really know, and then he came out in costume and, like, did this huge thing, and was so into it, and, you know, people were, like, booing because he's Loki, but he was like, ha ha,
I got you!
Yes, and it was, like, amazing, and everyone was like, all right, we love him.
He's like the
We love him.
Skeletor of,
Yes,
like,
it's like, we
Avengers.
love him.
Like,
It's fine.
it's the best. It's
Yes,
the best.
he's the best. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's that, and then I think about, like, shows like Supernatural, and, like, that is hardcore a female
Yes, it is.
fan base. To
Yeah,
the
yeah,
point where they can't even write, like, female love interests for the lead actors, because the fan base straight up goes and attacks the real life actresses. Like, that's why they haven't had any love interests, because the fan base is that rabid. Look at even Doctor Who, and we'll touch more on this later, of as soon as it was no longer a hot dude doctor, fan base dropped out. Like, because, like, these chicks are insane.
Yeah.
And it's just so
It's kind of
interesting.
disappointing in a way. but-
Extremely disappointing.
But
But
anyway, so we have Mandalorian did help the hype of making a new Star Wars movie. It absolutely did. As Pierre, we have Action Bastard.
Action Bastard?
Yep.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Welcome. Your action parents were not married when you were born. Good job. Hey.
Anyway, we should probably move on.
Okay, yes, but that's kind of I have concerns that, like, if they keep treating this as a machine, we're gonna lose that love, that character, that heart, and that's the one thing that they did so well with Force Awakens and with, like, the Avengers and all that kind of stuff. So I just
We'll see. Yeah.
slight concerns.
Yeah,
And
there's concerns, but
but I mean, we're not going to see this until, like,
it's
years
gonna
down
be
the
a
line.
while. Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Let's talk about, because I'm so curious of Chris's thoughts, and of course your guys' thoughts. We are going to do a little spoilers, but it's been a while since the Dracula show on Netflix came out. It's only 3 episodes. It's
Done
also
in, like, the style of, like, Sherlock.
yeah,
which
it's Moffat,
was-
so it's the
like,
same person
hour
who
and
did
a half, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Hour and a half, you're done.
yeah,
Which
like 3
I like,
movies.
yeah,
Yes.
personally, actually really like. If all seasons were like that, I'd be like, boom.
Yeah, but
you're
I
done.
think
You're done.
all right, I'm gonna just let you go first.
Okay, so initially I was not into it because I just was like, so how is this guy in a castle as a lawyer not seeing this dude get younger? Okay, that was, like, my first issue, because he was just like, you seem to be good. Like it was like confusion. I'm like, 100% he's getting
Yeah.
younger, and you're getting weaker. Put it together.
Go on.
You're being fed on. But after that, I actually really did like the first episode and the second episode. Thought the third one was absolute crap.
So,
Absolute crap.
You've read the book, right?
Yeah.
Dracula. Yeah. So what's interesting, so kind of the same feeling, but the first episode, oh yeah, Pierre's like, spoilers, mute the video in chat, sorry. Yeah, we're gonna spoil some stuff about Dracula.
Yeah.
So here, I'll just preface the fact of, I was prepared for exactly what we were gonna get because it's Moffat. Moffat is brilliant, and then either he gets bored and he just throws stuff away for, like, longer stuff, or he gets so egotistical that he can supposedly, like, do it better. We've seen it in Doctor Who aggressively. Sherlock, the same thing. By, like, the 4th season, I'm sorry, you think you're a better writer than Charles Dickens? Get the fuck out. Like, nope. Like, it's called Sherlock, just do and I was expecting this exact thing from Dracula. So, first episode, I thought there was a lot of very interesting twists that he took from the books. I love the fact that Dracula was not romantic or sexy. Like, it was just about feeding. Like, yes, he would flirt, but it was literally a predatory way. It was how he fed.
Okay, yeah. Okay, here's the thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna spoil the ending, guys.
I know, we're doing all the spoilers. We're doing all the
right
spoilers.
now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna also
so
talk about, I want to hear what she's gonna say about
log
the third
off
episode.
if
But
you're gonna
yeah.
watch this, okay? Because he followed the book all the way up until, like, when they were all on the ship coming in. You know, because I feel like in the book, everybody except one person was killed on that boat going into Europe.
Yeah,
okay?
and it was also, I mean, there was a lot of differences,
sure,
just
sure.
character-wise.
But generally it followed. But when he wakes up and it's like 150 years later or whatever the hell it was.
For the third episode.
Yeah, for the third
so again,
episode.
1 and 2, okay, we're in.
Okay, yeah, I'm in. Everything's great. And then he wakes up, and now he's dealing with the Van Helsing ancestor, okay?
Who looks just like
the other Van Helsing, who unfortunately became a vampire. She killed herself, okay? So, spoilers. Like, she blew up the boat, whatever.
Well, yeah, and that's... Okay.
Yeah, okay? So, he... at the end, he's like, oh, why aren't I burning? Because she, like, opens the drapes, and, like, there's sunlight, and he's like, ah!
Okay, yeah, all right.
Okay? And then nothing happens to him. And he was like,
trip.
why aren't I burning? And she's like, oh, it's because none of the things that you fear would kill you can actually kill you. It's all in your mind.
Fuck you, Moffat! Fuck you, Moffat!
All in your mind.
The third episode gets so fucking pretentious. I'm cursing so much. Sorry.
It is.
It's so pretentious.
It is very much
and basically he just says, like, I know why Dracula, like, did it. Like, he just decides he knows why Dracula can't handle crosses, sunlight, can't be invited, like, can't go unless he's invited.
It's because he fears death, okay? He fears death. And then because he discovers this and has this revelation of, oh my God, none of these things can kill me. I've just been fearing death. He sets out to prove that he doesn't fear death.
By killing himself
with her. By feeding on her when she has cancer.
Okay.
And so it kills him. And that sucks.
It
that 100% sucked as an ending. I was incredibly disappointed. I was like, what is this shit?
Again, it was just so ego. Just to me, it's just
wasted hours of my life.
But again, I do suggest the series because it is a very interesting look at the first 2 episodes of vampirism and all that kind of stuff. Because as anyone who's ever watched this, I'm obsessed with vampires.
Interesting theories, like the whole thing where she was like, they were ready for him when he came out of the lake and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And they were like taking samples of his blood.
And that actress is
that
incredible. Stuff. As soon as she started getting memories from the past, and you would hear like the accents start coming in, and even Dracula would be like, "You're sounding a bit different."
Yeah. All that was great. It was just like that last half of the last episode was bullshit.
And it is interesting how so technically they never become vampires. Like that's his whole thing, and it was an interesting twist on his 3 wives, and also like it didn't have to do with gender, which I thought was interesting. He'd always just call them. He's like, "Oh, you'll be my perfect next wife" to the dude in the first episode. So it's real. I feel like we lost all of our viewers because you guys haven't watched it yet. Sorry. We were hoping you had. But
get with it.
Come on. Just be an insomniac like me and watch all this.
It's been out for a week.
Has it only been a week? No, it's been 2.
I watched it last weekend.
Yeah, it's been.
I watched it last weekend.
Yeah, but I feel like it was. Anyway.
No, because you were like, "Oh, did you watch Dracula? It just came out last week," and I was like, "Oh no!" And I went home.
Makes no sense.
I literally went home and I like turned it on and watched it, and here we are.
Yeah.
So, but regardless, okay.
Yeah.
We can move on.
Okay, we can move on.
Needless to say, we didn't like it.
I mean, again, just like most Moffat stuff, he does such interesting things and has such awesome ideas, but then his ego gets away with him. You're like, just nah.
Yes.
Just do something cool that you don't have to destroy the lore just to make it your own. I will say briefly about Doctor Who, because I wasn't going to talk about Doctor Who because there's spoilers, but all of the internet has spoiled it completely for the first 2 episodes.
I have seen nothing about Doctor Who.
Well, because it's what you follow and what...
I know, which I think is hilarious.
I know.
Because she's like, I've heard everything about Los Angeles anime. I was like, I've seen nothing on my feed about this at all, so it's very funny.
Yeah. Those algorithms really work.
No Doctor Who, yeah.
So, but I did show you some of the episodes of Doctor Who last season.
Yep.
And what I really appreciated about last season is that you did not have to be a fan to get it. Like, it really did well of introducing a whole new fan base to Doctor Who, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Like, perfectly. But, because they lost all the toxic fanboys who were like, it's a woman, and like, fucking hell, settle down. They thought, oh, for this season we have to go hard and have it be just like the old Tennant seasons, which it was just like, what? And they brought back a character from one of the from Tennant on and all that kind of stuff, but it acted everything it went super cheesy, it went hard Tennant era, but wrong. And like it's just and I feel like now they're gonna lose the fan base who they just got from last season.
Oh god.
And they don't have the other fan base back yet. And so again, it's only been 2 episodes, but I have concerns because they went really hard and really fast to a villain that's like from one of the original series. Like in the first episode, and you're like, too soon. Like
wow.
you got to work your way into it, and like I don't know, just I'm sad, and I'm hoping, and it does suck also because I know they did lose a lot of money, so now they went from Saturday nights to Sunday nights. So for those who have to watch it through Amazon, like I have to watch it Monday morning.
Oh yeah, that sucks. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't.
And there
usually
was,
I'm like Sunday's actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was great for like having it
Yeah.
like Saturday night and then you watch like I would watch it Sunday morning. And I'm sure for those in the UK watching it Saturday night, like woohoo. But and also the
Because
marketing
they're
budget.
nerds and they don't go out on Saturday nights. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because usually things fail on Saturday nights because people have lives. But you were watching it Sunday morning, but like maybe that's why they moved it because it's a better time slot in the UK.
It's not.
No, okay. I was trying to be nice. Like, I don't watch the show. It's
You're like, I don't know. I'll have to discuss it with Leslie. Love you, Leslie. Miss your face.
And she has watched them repeatedly over and over, as she told me last week.
Oh, she watched the first
Oh,
two
yeah.
episodes.
And she tried to talk about it with like John, and John was like, I don't watch that show. Like, no one watches it at work.
Leslie!
And she's like by herself.
Call me right now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Because I just want it to be good. I want it so bad, and I want especially Jodie, who plays the 13th Doctor. I really want to get her in her groove, and they just haven't given her that. Like she needs that doctor speech. Like she almost had it in the first episode of like last season, but it was like a little weak, and like you have to just like.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I'm on board. Like I did watch, the first episodes, of last season, and I actually really liked it. I just couldn't figure out how to get it on my TV. I'll be honest.
Yeah, the only way I found is Amazon Prime, and you have to buy the season.
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna.
So I spent $27 on this season before even seeing it.
And I spent that on Rick and Morty just to find out it was like 4 episodes or some crap like that.
Yeah, what? Okay, I have to pause on that because somebody was like, "Oh, I watched all of Rick and Morty." I'm like, "Where? How? Give me that shit!"
You have to buy the season.
Give it to me.
Yeah, you buy the season on Amazon. And
Oh, okay.
It was like,
Well, I know what I'm doing tonight.
There's
That's
only
what I
4
do on
episodes.
Saturday.
There's only 4 episodes.
Okay, and Pierre says, "I think Jodie is okay playing the Doctor." I agree.
Yeah.
I really like her as the Doctor. They just haven't given her her thing yet. Like most of the other Doctors, they like halfway through the first season, they really locked down her thing.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'll keep my fingers crossed. I'll be watching it. I don't know if I should just do a separate like Tuesday just to talk about like Doctor Who and other nerdy like stuff. But we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh, and then Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the 3rd season is coming out on Friday.
Yes.
And there's a cute little
music video.
music video that we watched. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. It's the actual cast. It definitely had no budget. But it's fun. It was cute.
There's a lot of like, I'm gonna just play with my hair.
Yeah.
And a lot of like, like there's a lot of that. So just be prepared.
It's very fun, cheesy. It's actually very 60s, which I kind of like to kind of bring in like the comic book era of stuff. Even though the show is very not like that.
No.
Like the show, I think does a
I
great
love the
way.
show. Yeah, the show's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does a really good job of like being
Modern
and like a little dry and a little dark, but still like, and
Absolutely.
the teenagers feel like real teenagers, unlike Riverdale, where you're like, y'all are grad students. Let's be frank.
Don't even get me started. on that. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I guess that does it for us today. Thank you so much for joining. We'll be back same bat time, same bat channel next week.
That's right.
So yeah,
Yep.
enjoy.
We'll see you then.
We'll see you then. Stay nerdy.
Yep.
Bye, guys. I'll just keep waiting.